In the previous video, we saw how to connect our map to a PostGIS database or GeoServer data source. And in this video, we'll see how to create a new PostGIS database using either your QGIS project or from any database backup that you wish to use. Okay, for this example, I'm going to use the Simple B project that we used in the first quick start video. Of course, you can use any QGIS project you want to for this. This is the Simple B project that in the first video we published here to QuartzMap. And this project currently does not have a database behind it, so we're going to create a database now for it. To create a PostGIS database from our QGIS project, we'll need to export the layers as GeoPackages. To do so, just right-click on the layer and select Export. Save Feature As. Make sure GeoPackage is selected as the format, and select a location to save the file to. Okay, I'll save that to my desktop, and be sure to deselect Add Save File to Map. We don't want to re-add it, we just want to export it, and click OK, and then do the same for any additional layers. Export, Save Feature As, new fields, and again deselect Add Saved File to Map, and click OK. Okay, and we've now exported our QGIS layers to GeoPackage format, and now we can create our PostGIS database. Okay, so in QuartzMap, click on Data Sources, and click Create. Start by giving our database a name. I'm going to call mine QGIS DB. And then browse to the location where you save the GeoPackages. Okay, and for multiple GeoPackages, we can just select all of them. Okay, so we've given the database a name, and we selected the GeoPackage layers that we exported a minute ago. And go ahead and click Import. Okay, and our GeoPackages have been imported to create a PostGIS database. And if we look now in the PostGIS tab, see that the new database we just created, QGIS DB, has been added automatically for us as a PostGIS data source. And we can connect to the database remotely by showing the connection information here. This will display your connection information. And let's go ahead now and connect our map to our new database. Now let's change the data source for our Simple B map to the new database we just created. Let's go to Maps and click Edit. And under Data, let's go to the first layer, Fields, and select Postgres for the data source. And we should see our database here, QGIS DB, what we imported. And just select the schema and table. And as you can see, each GeoPackage creates a table within the new PostGIS database. Okay, and we'll do the same for the apiary layer. Okay, and go ahead and update our map. And take a look. Okay, great. We just created a new PostGIS database from our QGIS project. We exported each layer from the QGIS project to a GeoPackage, and then we uploaded the GeoPackages to QuartzMap, and from there we created a new PostGIS database, which our map is now connected to. And now that we have a live PostGIS database that we created from our QGIS layers, if we wish to, we can now connect the QGIS project to that database. It's very simple to do so, and we'll see how in a second. I say if you wish to because there might be other considerations where you're connecting to a local development database or you don't want your QGIS project connected to a live database. Let's go ahead now and see how to connect to the PostGIS database we created. It's very simple to connect your QGIS project to the new database. So with the connection information we copied from QuartzMap, we can now add a new entry in our local PG service conf file, pointing at the new PostGIS database we created, QGIS DB. Okay, with that added, let's go ahead and create a new PostGIS connection. Okay, and I'll use the service name from our PG service conf file that we added and call it simple bees, and the service name is simple bees. Test the connection. Okay, and we see connection to simple bees was successful. And now if you go to each layer and right click and go to change vector data source. See here it's currently OGR, it's pointing at the local geo package. Let's select PostGIS and then browse and select the PostGIS connection that we just created, simple B. Okay, here we see the apiary table. I'll go ahead and map it to that. And do the same for our fields layer. Right click, change vector data source, PostGIS, browse to our simple B connection that we created. And it's the fields layer. Okay, and so we've now connected our QGIS project to the new PostGIS database we created, and the updates we make from here will be reflected in the database. And as you may have noticed, this scenario in which we create a new PostGIS database from our QGIS project and then connect our map and the QGIS project to that database is quite similar to the QGIS Cloud in terms of the workflow and functionality. The QGIS Cloud plugin, of course, creates that database for you. With QuartzMap, however, you have the option of connecting the project to the database or not. And so to review, in this video, we exported our QGIS layers to geo packages. We then uploaded those layers to QuartzMap, which created a PostGIS data source for us. We then updated our map to use the new PostGIS database we created. And then at the end, we also decided to connect the QGIS project itself to the new database we created. Okay, finally, let's take a look at how to create a PostGIS database from a database backup. It's very simple to do. Just give your new database a name, calling my new DB, and select the location of your backup file, and click import. And our database has now been imported. And if we click on the PostGIS tab, you see once again it's automatically created a new PostGIS data source for us. And we can now use this as the backend for any map. And just as we did with the QGIS database we created from the QGIS layers earlier, we connect our QGIS project, if we wish to the database we just created from the backup import. A common scenario for creating a new PostGIS database from a local backup is if we want to maintain a local development database behind our QGIS project and then just have our production database on the QuartzMap server or elsewhere. Okay, so just to summarize, we started by creating a PostGIS database using our QGIS project. We exported each layer as a geo package, created a PostGIS database, and then connected our map to it. Optionally, we also connected our QGIS project to that same database. And in the second scenario, we used a local database backup that we had to create a new PostGIS database. We then connected our map to the new PostGIS database, and again, optionally, connected the QGIS project itself to use the new database as well.